Hey, remember this one drawing from last year? Well, what if I showed you the same drawing, but better? So, after looking back at some of my older digital drawings on Procreate, I'd figure why not take a trip down memory lane and take one of them and create a redraw for this year. I felt like not only I've made significant improvements compared to last year, but I gained a better grasp of digital art and the features for specific apps. For those of you who haven't watched my taking a break from social media video from last year, I featured a speed paint of my OC Cherry with her cream dress. The original drawing had a stiff pose, the colors were too saturated, her facial expressions lacked emotion, and the proportions in general were out of whack and not to my liking at all. It's not self-deprecating my artwork, it's called constructive criticism, okay kids? Anyways, it bothered me so much that I've decided to redraw it altogether. I mean, Cherry is one of my favorite OCs I've designed, so it would have made sense to do her justice, you know? Plus, I figured even a few minor tweaks can really add up to the character and their personality. For the process, I've started with a traditional sketch since I feel like it would look better that way, and then I went in with the line art digitally. I was going to use features such as flipping the canvas and or using the mesh tool to adjust the drawing, but it negatively affected the pixels per inch apparently and would have made the line art so pixelated and ugly. But I made sure anyway that it looked proportionally sound, which I suppose it was. I want to give Cherry a low-key, bubbly feel, like she's pretty content that she's going out for the weekend vibe, so I made sure to capture such emotion in the drawing. Later, I went in and played around with the vibrancy and colors of her as well as the background, which I've decided to add towards the end. Of course, my painting and shading methods become somewhat similar to what I did last year, but I made sure it made more sense and looked less unnatural. Please drag me into the comments if you still think it looks weird. Overall, I think the drawing didn't look too half bad at all. If anything, I feel like the redraw looked much better than the original one. I even attempted a more complex pose, at least her at a different angle. Plus, I feel like it appears more visually appealing, especially with the lighting and other color modes on. My main takeaway is that I highly encourage you to work more on character designs and consider doing redraws on the older drawings. You'd be quite surprised by how much improvement you've made in such a short amount of time. Also, if you can, it's great to work on facial expressions or gestures to capture the personality of the character you are drawing. Of course, I'll continue to work on that with all my other OCs. Anyways, here is the before and after end results. I sense a difference here, yeah? Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and take care everyone. And now a moment to thank our Patreons from Patreon, including Harima Senpai. If you like the content I provide, feel free to check out my Patreon and other social media in the description. Just $1 is enough for early access and a video shout out. Once again, thank you for your support.